3 episode rule is stupid, and you should stop doing it by hurling, bro. I'm not gonna lie. 3 episode rule, bro. Nigga, that's a 1 episode rule. Maybe 2 if it's lucky, bro. Nothing gets to 3 episodes around here. Gotta be good, bro.
Oh, by the way, did you watch that anime I told you about? Oh, that. Yeah. I watched the first episode. Oh, cool. Nice. What'd you think? Honestly, I wasn't that into it. It wasn't really my thing, to be honest. What? So you stopped after 1 episode? No. Dude,
Yep.
3 episode rule. What? What is that? You know, it's the thing where you have to watch at least 3 episodes of a show before you drop it. I don't know. I really wasn't that into it. I don't know if 2 more episodes is really going to change my mind. Oh, dude, come on. You have to watch it, man. You have to. Dude, you have to watch up to episode 3. Come on, 3 episode rule. 3 episode rule. Come on, 3 episodes. You'll love it. You're gonna love it so much.
Me and my game, we don't rock with that one. We don't rock with that one.
When is it okay to drop a show?
After the first
That
20 minutes.
is the big question of this video.
I'm not even gonna lie. After the first 5 minutes, it's okay to drop a show.
Let's get this out of the way first. The answer is not 3 episodes. That's just fucking stupid. Sure, it can work sometimes as a decent litmus test, especially since most shows these days are single cours, so that means 3 out of like 12 episodes can be a decent trial sometimes. But even so, it's not a good universal rule to apply to everything. Because different shows have different lengths, different pacing, different third thing that I haven't thought of yet, but you get the point. So obviously the real answer to the big question is, it depends.
Wow, what a great video. I'm so glad I watched that video. Anyway, back to what I was doing before.
Okay, we can do a bit better than that. I pretty much like to think of it like there's 2 philosophies, which makes it sound a little too serious for an anime video, so we're gonna call it 2 guys. Guy 1 says that every show has its own unique number of episodes that you should watch before considering if you want to drop.
And that episode is 1.
Drop it or not. But generally speaking, the longer a show is, the more likely that you'll want to watch more episodes before making your decision. So that's where you get the common takes, you know, One Piece, watch until the Arlong Park arc, Naruto, watch the Chunin exams, Bleach, Soul Society arc, and Hamtaro when they meet Skyham, whose dream is to cross the sky.
That's just getting dropped after 30 seconds.
You probably noticed, and are very unsurprised, that I brought up long shonens, which includes Hamtaro, by the way. Each of these series has like 1 million episodes, and it's honestly very unlikely that the first 3 are going to contain any huge mind-blowing moments that are going to make you fall in love with the show. And for these long shonen series, that can be a crazy commitment of your time. Like, I remember absolutely hating Black Clover when I was watching it at the start, and it took something like 30 episodes before I was even convinced that it was worth it. So if we consider an episode to be 23 minutes long, because skipping the Black Clover openings is a felony, that comes out to 690 minutes, or 11.5 hours of watching this fucking show.
That's if you're binging, bro. I keep trying to tell niggas, bro, when you're watching it weekly, it's not that bad as binging. If you were watching Black Clover when it was being dropped ongoing, bro, them first 30 episodes was nothing. That's why like the Black Clover fan base was so strong when niggas were shitting on it. Like all those people had to binge watch all those episodes, and they were like, oh my god, this not it. But then when they got to about the middle part, they were like, oh, okay. But the Black Clover people that was watching it weekly, it wasn't bad for them, bro. Like, they had 7 days to digest everything they just saw. Not 2 minutes. But it's a complete difference, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Before I even thought it was okay. Here are some things that take less time than that. Getting a good night's sleep. Getting certified for CPR. Flying to Egypt. Or watching 2 entire 12-episode long anime, followed by watching the entire Barbie movie, and then taking a 23-minute long shit. So yeah, it's a long time. Okay, moving away from the long shonens, let's look at some more examples from shorter shows. Steins Gate. Pretty classic example.
Good after episode 1, bro. It's good after episode 1. If you say anything else, you're chatting.
show that changes drastically in plot and tone partway through the series, and a lot of people will tell you that if you're not having a good time with it at the start, to wait until that shift happens.
Nope.
On the other side of
if you don't like it after episode 1, drop it, because it's not made for you, bro. It's not made for you.
things, there's also plenty of shows where you honestly really only need one episode. These are often simple and easy recommendations because it's only like 20 minutes of your time, and if you don't like what you see, you probably won't like the rest either. A lot of simpler, low-stakes shows from genres like comedy, slice of life, and cute girls doing cute things pretty much tell you exactly what you're gonna get from the show from the first episode alone. Obviously, this is aside from the fact that you'll still get some big moments here and there, but more or less I'd argue that the show's probably not going to deviate very heavily from what you saw at the start. So these are shows like K-On!, Konosuba, Eurocamp, Sleepy Princess, which I always have to shout out because it's my avatar. These are great one-episode trial shows. If you don't like the beginning, you're probably not going to change your mind because...
I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is not just applicable for slice of life and comedies, though. This is applicable for, like, almost every genre, bro. Like, unless it's a super long shonen and they're building stuff up, like Jujutsu Kaisen, bro. What was the first episode of that? Straight boxing, like, with story, bro. Like, you anticipate that for, like, throughout the season. Like, most new shows, you're gonna get a summary of the show in the first episode. Like Vinland Saga, like, you knew what you were getting after that first episode. Like, they literally showed you the, like, what season 1 was gonna be about. Like, that's how anime is, bro. You really only need one. And 2 is, like, you only need 1, 2, or 3. Like, 2, 3 if you're really, like, uncertain about it. But, like, other than that, like, you just need one. I'm trying to tell you, bro. The one episode rule, that's what it is.
They do this one really funny joke in season 2, episode 8. Save your time. But it's not just the slice of life comedy shows either. There's even shows that are more complex or action-packed, where episode 1 also happens to be a great representation, where they have an incredibly enticing premise and hook all contained and compacted within the first 20 minutes. They don't need to show you everything right away, but what they do tease through episode 1 should make you go,
He's spitting.
Link Click is a great example of this. Same thing with Psycho Pass and Odd Taxi. And I noticed a bit of a pattern with these shows.
He's bringing up animes I could talk about. I already like you, bro. Psycho Pass is a fantastic example, bro. Psycho Pass is a great anime, bro. I gave Psycho Pass a chance twice, bro. The first time I watched Psycho Pass, I watched the first episode. I didn't like it. The second time I watched Psycho Pass, I watched the first episode, and I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. I finished it. Bro, like, I'm telling you, it's one episode, bro. That's all you need, bro. That's all you need.
Shows in particular, and how they form great single episode trials. These 3 shows that I just named are shows where the premise and plot elements introduced at the beginning offer a lot of mystery and questions for the viewer right off the bat. Link Click and Psycho Pass have really unique and interesting premises, namely the whole photograph-based time travel thing, and the Dominator, which that name has aged very strangely. But in both cases, episode 1 shows you what's capable in a story about this thing or that thing. You're seeing some of the potential. And because of that, you're like, wow, that's an interesting premise. There's so many things you could probably do with this idea, and I want to see where it's going to go.
With Psycho Pass, it wasn't interesting enough the first time. And then when I watched it the second time, I was like, okay.
The show is letting you imagine what's possible in the later episodes, and that idea that it's planning in your head is basically your indicator for whether you'd find this show worth your time or not. Because if you don't really give a fuck about the moral and the psychological implications of a gun named after a sex thing, after being shown clips of it turning people into jelly, then hey, I don't know if there's anything that could convince you to watch the rest of this show. Odd Taxi does this as well. Just swap out the sci-fi and the time travel shit for a good old-fashioned mystery with a really interesting method of storytelling. The same idea applies here. You get shown just enough in the first episode that you're supposed to be really curious about what's coming next. And if it doesn't work by then it doesn't work. And it's probably not for you. But yeah, back to the original subject.
One episode, bro. Come on, I'm telling you, it's the one episode rule, bro. I'm telling you.
Every single show I've mentioned so far is one where I would not recommend doing the 3 episode rule. Therefore, yeah, this rule fucking sucks. But hang on, did you forget? There's a second guy. Did you forget about him?
Don't tell me you forgot
about Guy 2. To
Guy
recap, Guy 1 says that each show has its own unique number of episodes
that
effectively acts
We're
as the
Guy
show's
3
teaser,
around here.
where you can get a good idea for whether you want to continue watching or not. But Guy 2 says, drop the show whenever the fuck
Oh,
you
never mind.
want.
We fuck with
You
Guy
can
2. Guy 2's the only one, bro. Fuck Guy 1. I take it back. Guy 2 is that nigga, bro. There's no Guy 3. There's no Guy 1. Guy 2, that's what everybody needs to be. Guy 2, bro. If you watch all the episodes of Bleach except for the final one and you drop it, good for you. That's how you supposed to watch anime, bro. You can't be caring about what other people tell you, bro. Drop that shit when you want to drop it like a real nigga.
Drop it at episode 3. You can drop it at episode 300.
Oh.
You can even drop that shit after 30 seconds
He's
if the
spitting! What did I say earlier, bro? 30, I will drop something after 30 seconds, bro. You showed me the little intro clip, and then the opening, I'm like, oh, this one's not for me, bro. Goodbye. I'm telling you, that's that nigga. This is, bro, if you're that Guy 1 person, you need to reevaluate your life. Guy 2 is where it's at, bro.
vibes weren't quite right for you. Now, obviously, Guy 1's whole every show has its own unique number thing is very subjective. I think the shows that I've talked about so far are the easy examples. But let's look at, say, Kaguya. What's the number? First episode, because it's a rom-com? Maybe, but I've heard lots of people say that the jokes weren't really hitting for them at the start. But
bro, you don't watch Kaguya for the fucking jokes, bro. Nobody, bro, if you watch Kaguya for the jokes, you're weird. I'm sorry, bro. You watch it to see if they're gonna get together and what happens with the love story, bro. That's why you watch Kaguya, bro. Come on now.
it got better later. So how much later? Episode 5? 10? Season 2? Season 3? Everyone has a different answer. I personally really liked it from the start,
1.
so for me, it's episode 1. But it's easy to understand how others might not agree. So how do you deal with this much subjectivity?
And you know when they dropped it? After the first episode.
You just kind of have to accept it, which is tricky because Guy 2 is the one who will get people riled up, especially if they're really into the show, like really into the show, because if your friend is a Deku Todoroki shipper for life, they will demand that you watch My Hero up to season 2.
Bro, no nigga is pressing me to watch any amount of episodes. If I don't, bro, these niggas were trying to press me to watch Oshinoko first episode. I watched 2 minutes, bro. It's not for me. I turned it off. Niggas were pressing me to watch that whole first episode. I said it's not for me. That's just me though. You gotta respect that, bro. Drop that shit whenever you want. You can't be letting other people make decisions for you, bro. You're your own person, bruh. Golly.
Episode whatever, after they do their cube explosion fight and become very close friends. Ooh. Let's take a look at Steins Gate again. We know some crazy shit happens after episode. We know it'll take quite a while before getting there, and that the stuff before is a bit more slice of lifey, a bit slower, you know how it goes. I personally loved all of it, but not everyone's gonna be that way. So if your friend is watching it and is bored to tears by the beginning, Guy 1 says, stick it out until
Nope. If you don't like it after the... What did I say earlier, bro? What did I say earlier, bro? If you don't like it after the first episode, drop it. It's not for you, bro. I stand by that, bro. I'm dying on that hill.
Episode because the show will completely change once it gets there. But on the other hand, is nearly half of the show. That's a lot. Don't say it's not a lot. It's a lot. I'd argue that the appeal of a show is not just the big moments. Build-up is just as important too. A lot of the time, the huge story beats won't hit nearly as hard if you're not also invested in the stuff that came before. Like with big character moments or reveals that...
Exactly. So if you're not invested in Steins... Bro, he is spitting, bro. If you're not invested to Steins Gate after episode 1, if you don't care, bro, don't watch it. Because you're not going to care when the shit happens, bro. You're not going to care when she can start to get freaky in there, bro. You're not going to care.
That depend on knowing like 300 pages of a backstory for a particular character. So when that big moment comes, a viewer who didn't give a shit about anything before is not gonna suddenly change their mind and give a shit now. Another thing is that the early episodes' tone and atmosphere are also really important aspects of a lot of shows that can't be ignored. One Piece in episode 1000, at its core, is still more or less just as goofy and silly, if not more goofy and silly, compared to the first arc. And to a ton of people, that's one of the things that makes the series really enjoyable. But to others, going through all of that would be absolute hell. even if there are a lot of really great moments on the way there. Same goes for a more serious show like Fate Zero or a quieter show like Eurocamp. It doesn't have to matter much if there's a particular moment or a big
So what
scene that
conclusion you
happens
coming
that
to,
you
big
really
dog?
want your
What guy are you? Are you guy 1 or you guy 2, bro? What's your conclusion, bro?
friend's reaction to. If they don't
That's
enjoy the
what I wanna
tone of
know.
the show from episode 1, that might not ever really change. So if you have a friend who doesn't like anime with cute girls doing cute things, please don't say, oh, but you have to watch Bocchi the Rock. I promise it's different from the other ones. It'll change your mind. Episode 8 has this amazing performance. Please, bro, please, come on, bro, come on. The biggest point here is basically people tend to enforce these, oh, you have to watch up to episode X or episode Y things on their friends because they themselves
Don't listen to them niggas, bro. Don't listen to them niggas, bro. If you recommend something to somebody and they say they're not fucking with it, they're not fucking with it, bro. Stop trying to push them, bro. It's that simple.
love the moments of the show that had a huge impact on them personally, and they want to see other people react to that to get some kind of validation out of it. And this is a really
YouTube is free, by the way. You can watch people react to everything on here.
understandable thing to do. Everyone does it, myself included. But I think it's also important to not force it, especially if you know that there's going to be a bunch of stuff that they're going to have to tolerate to get to the part that you're thinking of. Basically, I think it'd be good if people learn to let go just a little bit of their own biases and personal experiences when you're recommending a show to other people. I think that everyone should have a chance to develop their own experience with a show, and if your friend's not enjoying your favorite show as much as you did, that should be okay. And the same thing goes for if you're the one watching. If you're not really enjoying something, even if you know it's like a super popular show, or if your friend really wants you to like it, it's totally fine if it's just not your thing. Except Vinland Saga. What the fuck is wrong with you if you didn't like season 2? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I ain't started it, bro. I'm getting my ass, bro. How you didn't give your opinion, bro? What guy are you, bro? What guy are you? Are you guy 1 or guy 2, Heroin? God, good video, though. Great video. Alright. You know what? We're not touching Watch Mojo yet.